Anthony Bass. Until today, I had no idea who this person was because I don't watch sports and I definitely don't watch his team. But sure enough, he came to prominence because he expects United to pay retributions for the horrible treatment of his wife, his 5-month high risk pregnant wife. Now, his entitled behavior just showed us something very important, and that is when you're trying to shame some company, you usually end up shaming yourself, and in this case, throwing your very pregnant wife and children under the bus. What am I talking about? Let's get into it. Now, Anthony Bass is a baseball player for the Blue Jays, I believe, and he posted this really interesting thing today where he was calling out United for making his wife pick up his children's mess. Now, according to the story, his very pregnant 5-month wife went on a plane ride with her 2-year-old daughter and her 5-year-old daughter. And, well, let's just say that popcorn fell on the floor. Uh, I have to laugh. I just have to laugh. Popcorn fell on the floor, and the stewardess told her that she needed to pick it up. And she went nuts, posted it all over social media. Her sister, who apparently is a reality star, posted about how rude that they made her do this and blah, 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 blah. Bottom line is this. I am not going to read the comments that were left by all the people under his original post. You're watching them on the screen. If you want, pause to read. The reality is this. I don't know why these people think that because they're pregnant and they're going through something, everybody else has to pick up after themselves. The first comment right off the bat when somebody called him out, because by the way, most of the comments are not nice to him. The first comment that he made was, well, that's why they have a cleaning crew. I'm sorry. I don't know who you are or who do you think you are, but the average person picks up after themselves. Now, I couldn't find it now, but when I first read the story, somebody actually was talking about the fact that they were in the plane ride and that she was belligerent and completely out, she was horrible to the staff. And so I went over to look at her and her sister's post on Instagram, and I found it very interesting that today she is having an appointment. Well, I don't know if it's today, to be honest with you, but she had an appointment because she's 5 months pregnant and she's high risk. Now, I'm very familiar with high risk pregnancies since technically all 4 of my pregnancies were high risk. And one thing that kind of bothered me a little bit was the idea that if she is high risk, why is she on a plane? And sure enough, I found at least 2 sources that I'm going to show you that explain that flying is not really a good idea for somebody who is high risk. Now, she might be high risk for a lot of reasons. It might be something as simple as she has high blood pressure or whatever. I just don't understand why, if you are a high-risk person, you would fly solo with your 2 kids anywhere, to be frank. If you don't have control of your 2 children, and yes, I realize that I decided to make some memes, and those are the things that you're seeing now, where I was making fun of the fact that, he's an entitled brat, and he's raising 2 more entitled brats, or, if you can't control your children, then why? There's so many ways I can go with this, but the bottom line is this. It is not anybody else's responsibility to take care of your children's mess except for you. Now, when I was talking about this on Twitter, I actually mentioned to somebody, one of the many people that had quote tweeted the story, and I said, when I got pregnant, when I delivered, 2 hours after I delivered, I was cleaning up my child and I accidentally dropped a diaper, and the nurse told me that it was okay for me to pick it up. Now, not gonna lie, I was kind of like, what? But she made me get down and get it, and it was the best thing that happened, because until that moment, I was terrified of doing anything that would mess me or the baby up. And once I picked up that diaper, I knew I could do whatever, even though I was a high risk pregnancy. So, yeah, I don't see why she can't pick up after herself. And I realized that she's 5 months pregnant and she was probably very uncomfortable and that she was with the two kids and whatnot. But you put yourself into that position. You should be able to take care of your own mess. Now, I don't know if you guys saw this, but there was a tournament, a baseball tournament, and I think I made another video about this, or I talked about it on a live stream. And I mentioned the fact that the Japan team actually cleaned the entire stadium after the game. They cleaned for themselves. The team cleaned their own, the room where they prepare, and I forgot the word. Okay, leave me alone. And the actual people that went to see the game cleaned after themselves. I have friends who have maids that come to clean, but they do a little bit of cleanup before the maid comes, because there's some things that, yeah, you should do, but you don't want the person. Why is it so hard for people to treat others with decency and respect? And don't forget, the first word on this man's bio is Christian. What kind of Christian values are those that you think it's okay for somebody to clean after your mess? That's not very Christian of you. Anyway, I just wanted to do a small comment. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. And thanks to my patrons. Bye.